Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing one joining me from across the globe. How are you doing today? I want to believe you are all doing amazing. I want to believe you're having a wonderful, blessed, and glorious Sunday and Mother's Day. Thank you all for joining me. I have decided to sit down so I can just be calm, relax as I give you this special Mother's Day message to all the wonderful, phenomenal, amazing, blessed, wise mothers out there. Again, I must emphasize this is not only for biological mothers. You are not only a mother when you've been able to conceive a child and give birth to a child biologically. Motherhood goes beyond conception and the birth of a child. We know there are so many mothers out there who've never been biological mothers, but they are mothers. In every sense of the word mothers, they really deserve to be honored on this day as well. Let me see, it says my connection is slow. Let's see what I can do. Okay, I don't think there's anything I can do. I'm just going to give some time for others to join. I just put a message out there very briefly that I will be live on Facebook to give you a special Mother's Day message. And again, for those of you who don't know me, not again, this is the first time I'm introducing myself. I am the wonderful Dr. Sylvia Forchap-Likambi, a leading empowerment and transformation authority. I am a 7 times international best-selling author, but that's really got nothing to do with my message of today. Above all, I am a blessed power mom and power wife. And today I'm here to talk to you in that authority or in that capacity as a mother, as a power mother, as an incredible mother and a wife maybe, and to just celebrate all you incredible women out there and mothers who've just come from celebrating International Women's Day, which was the 8th of March 2024. 8th of March every year. And today, 2 days after, we are celebrating Mother's Day. So I just want to take this opportunity to celebrate, salute, and, really, really honor every woman out there. That powerful, incredible woman leader, counselor that you are. I salute you on this day. I celebrate you on this day. But be reminded that every single day I do celebrate you. Every single day we ought to be celebrated because every single day we are making a difference and leaving our footprints here on earth. It doesn't only come once in a year. However, it's really great to honor a day, just to celebrate you as women, as mothers. And I take the opportunity to do that today with you all. All the phenomenal mothers out there, thank you for joining me. Please do share this video with a wonderful mother, a wonderful girlfriend who is a mother, who is a woman. Like I said, you must not be a biological mother. Fabulous. I actually attended, in fact, on Women's Day, my daughter had actually made me promise to her I would be at that event in her school, which was celebrating mothers, because of course Mother's Day was going to be on a weekend, and the school chose to celebrate mothers on International Women's Day. I had to cancel some events that I was supposed to attend because she's been telling me, Mom, you have to be there. They were honoring mothers. And before that, she asked me to send a photo. They requested photos of every mom and their child or children if they are all in the school, so they could actually do a video clip to celebrate and honor mothers. And I had sent this and I really wanted to be present, and honestly it was the best gift I could give myself and my daughter on International Women's Day, choosing to be with her, my last daughter Destiny, who is 8 years old, at her school, to really celebrate and honor the incredible moms out there who are doing incredible, often underestimated or unrecognized, or what's the word I'm really looking for, not celebrated. They're doing an incredible job, but they are often not celebrated. They often go unknown. They are often behind the scenes. I just want to celebrate you, and it was such an incredible opportunity to celebrate them with my daughter's school on Women's Day. And it was just amazing, all the incredible work that women do globally I honor you once again. And we say mother, we could give every, all sort of definitions out there. Of course, some will say you must have conceived a child and given birth to a child, but honestly, motherhood goes beyond that. Okay, it's a nurturer, a carer, a counselor, a listener, a friend, a mentor, a coach, a compassionate, loving, kind, unique being, and the fact that we are woman, by the nature of the fact that you're a woman, you've got the womb, you have the power to conceive, and also you've got a heart. I want to look at the heart, because most of the things women do or mothers do really come from the heart. It's not from the head quite often. And it's really a gift, okay? Let me just separate it, talk about biological and non-biological mothers, because maybe I can be able to explain some of these things that I've gone through myself as a biological mother. I mean, apart from that, I'm a mother not only to my children. I say that, often I'm a mother to countless children out there. And honestly, I believe so many women out there as well are mothers to incredibly, amount of children, countless children out there. So it's really about that personality, that attribute, that character, that characteristics. They are quick to listen, non-judgmental, very compassionate and loving in nature. So anyone who is that, who has these qualities, characteristics, of course, is a mother. And we know that women are so often more compassionate than men. We use the term emotional, okay? It's completely different. Being emotional is different from being compassionate, okay? Compassionate is a state, it's a constant state. We cannot be love. We cannot talk of love without actually talking of compassion. Love and compassion goes hand in hand. While emotions may be temporal, they may be seasonal, they may be due to what I'm going through at a given moment. They change, they fluctuate. Love does not change. Love is not a feeling. Love does not change or depending on season. If you are love, you are an epitome of love. That's your state of being. That's who you are. That's a representation of your identity, of your personality, of your character and characteristics. So it is simply who you are. And mothers are compassionate. So it's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong to be compassionate. It's not a weakness. Some people say, oh, you're emotional again. No, compassion is different. Even Jesus wept. Jesus was so compassionate. When you love someone, you care for them. You feel their suffering. It's like you walk with them. You can empathize. Empathy is understanding one another, understanding others. In quote, putting your shoes or your feet in their shoes, but we cannot really do that. And I always say, people were never designed to walk in our shoes. That's why they are unique. They are designed to work in particular parts, tracks, pathways that is in alignment with their purposes. God will take you through some particular life challenges and not me, because you are called to serve in a given area or domain that I am not called to serve. And he will take me through a different training. We cannot train armies the same way footballers are trained, for example. We cannot train footballers the same way teachers are trained. So in other words, life is a training ground. Life is a field where we go through the various training so we can be the best of ourselves. When you go for training, you don't go for training because you want to be tired. The ultimate goal is not to be tired. The ultimate goal is not to defeat or knock you down. The ultimate goal for training is to fortify, edify you, so you are more skillful and you are more capable of winning when you actually are now really facing the challenge or life itself, which is no longer training. So everything we go through in life as mothers, again, like I said, it may be different from one mother to another mother. It will be linked to who we are called to be, what we are called to be, our life purposes, and the assignments we are called to actually execute, to carry out and accomplish on this planet. So as we go through this, I don't want you to think like it's a weakness to be compassionate. And I celebrate you mothers, because you cannot, like I said, talk of love without compassion. And I think women, mothers, let me say mothers, I don't just want to say women, okay? Some women can be really, horrible. Some women can be as hard as men, can be uncompassionate, unloving, all right? And I'm not talking about these women, just as everyone is unique, but there is something, if we are actually working in alignment with our purpose, how we were created, we've not changed things. We were created naturals. We were created, as love. We are epitomes of love. That's our original intent for creation. In fact, purpose is the original intent for creation or manufacturing of something. I remember I said the original intent. So a woman was created originally. Of course, we have the womb, which is to nurture, conceive ideas, the world we want to see, a kinder place, children, and all of that. It may not necessarily be a physical womb, but we have that ability, we have that quality and characteristics. Thank you for joining me. So I just want you to be reminded that you are woman because of those qualities and characteristics, and you were originally created to manifest, to exhibit these qualities and characteristics. You should not conform. You should not become so secular that you want to be fighting. A true and real woman does not even fight with a man. I don't want to be a man. It's like the eyes fighting with the nose. You wouldn't know who you are if you're competing with the nose or saying that what the nose can do, as eyes, I can do more or better. Absolutely. Every body part, every part of our body has a distinct purpose and is given distinct strengths, abilities, and characteristics to fulfill that purpose. And us women, our original intent for creation was that we nurture the world. We nourish a world that is hungry. We nurture a people who counsel, a people that is hurting, that's in pain, that maybe others cannot understand, but with the compassionate nature that we've been given and embedded with, we can understand and show compassion to others. The natural state of our creation is that of wisdom, that we can have the sixth sense, as some people may call it. We can have foresight. We can have vision. Every woman mother is a visionary. And that's why I said in my talk, I will separate a little bit because I can make it more practical when I talk of practical mothers who have maybe conceived and giving birth to children. But I want you to know, if you've not been able to conceive and you've been struggling, all you need to do is really go nurture love. There are endless amount of children out there needing an incredible, loving, kind, compassionate mother and wise woman like yourself to nurture and nourish them. You shouldn't only be saying that you want your own biological child. Okay, you've got so much to give. You've got so much to give to children out there who need you and are waiting for you. So again, woman, you should not even think that you want to be like a man. You should not be comparing with men or fathers. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be a woman. It's a privilege and honor to be a mother. It is just incredible. I can't ever imagine anything else what life could have been if I were not born a woman, if I wasn't a mother. It is just an honor. It's not about competing. It's not about outbeating. It's about running my race. It's about fulfilling my purpose as a woman, as a mother on this earth, which is that to nurture, to nourish, to give hope to those who are broken, those who are weak, to love them unconditionally. Love knows no boundary. There is nothing like tough love. There is discipline. Okay, but when you love someone, you discipline them. And discipline is careful teaching, so they walk in the path that they were meant to walk in, so they may fulfill their purpose and not derail. You cannot discipline someone you don't love and deeply care for, because you want them to stay on track. There is nothing like, tough love. When you love, there is nothing. Love is limitless. It's boundless. I hear a lot of people saying set boundaries. There is one thing to have principles and values in life. I don't need to set boundaries, because the principles and values that shape me automatically create a boundary, a fence, whatever I can put around me. When I walk and step, this is a woman of dignity and who holds herself with great respect and respect everyone around her. I don't need to speak much. I just, in my every presence, I reflect who I am. It's like when the light doesn't need to set boundaries that understand I'm the light. No. The purpose of the light is to shine. The light's presence is sufficient to tell you everything that defines the light, what it does and what it doesn't do. When we love, we set no boundaries. We set no boundaries. Don't get me wrong about respect. Again, get that clear. And it's got nothing to do with love. We respect authority whether we love them or not. When I respect myself, I respect you. I expect mutual respect. But if you don't respect me, it's got nothing to do with me. It's because you don't respect yourself. If I step into a room and I do not respect you for whatever reason, I automatically disrespect myself. So values are different from love. There is no tough love. Let's not complicate things. When we start redefining things, we create confusion. Simple definition of love. Okay, let me just go there, and I always love to say this. Love is kind. There is no boundary to kindness. Okay, there is no boundary or limitation to how kind I can be. You might have heard me a million times. You're dying. I can support you. I'm the only one to give you a hand to lift you off that pit. Because I am kind, I will do it. When you love, you will not bring a boundary at that time and say, you hurt me in the past. Kindness has no boundary. Kindness is kindness. You show love. You care. You help those who are down. You help those who need your help. Light is meant to shine. Its evidence or its purpose is made relevant in the darkest of places. It cannot say because you are too dark, I don't shine. It steps and shines. No matter how dark you become, the truth is when it's present, it takes over. A mother, when you're present, you're mothering, loving, compassionate, kind, nurturing, attitude, attributes take over. Everyone around you can feel your love. You're not pleasing people. Don't make mistakes with these things. There are some people who want to please others. If I'm a mother, I don't treat my children with love, respect, nurture them, nourish them because I want to please them. I'm fulfilling first and foremost my purpose as a mother to them. And then I'm paving the way, bringing them up in the way they should grow. So when they grow and they are old, they will not depart from that way. In other words, I'm building them and fortifying them with the same values and convictions that I hold. So it's passed on to them passively in a very subtle manner through my own lifestyle. So mothers, again, you must be nurturing, you are loving. And like I said, love has no limits. Love has no boundaries. There is nothing like tough love. Don't put names. There is nothing like, what do we say? I don't know. Light is light. Of course, some may be candlelights, okay, but it's still light. If it's dark, a candlelight has a unique purpose. Maybe if you need a romantic dinner, you get it candlelight. Soft and all that, but it's light. The purpose is to shine. So you need to become aware of that as a mother. There is no way you think just having a child makes you a mother. Just having a child maybe makes you, what can I say, a mom? Maybe makes you the biological mother of that child, the channel through which that child was led into the world. But motherhood goes beyond just conceiving and giving birth to a child. We know mothers who have conceived, giving birth to children, and they've never been present in their lives. They've been so selfish, only thinking about themselves, that they've never had time for those children. And if you're any of those children listening to me right now, I want you to know that you are loved, you are cherished, you are valued, and still be grateful to your mom that she did not abort you. That despite everything, she put you, at least for once in her life, first, that she will bring you into the world and not abort you. So be grateful for that, but be reminded that there are so many other mothers out there who want to love you, care for you, nurture, nourish you, and guide you with wisdom. Find those mothers, reach out to them. I am one of them. So a mother is loving, is kind, is compassionate, is nurturing, is caring. Only builds. It's like Mother Earth. The same earth that we may abuse, we may burn, we may curse, we may put what sort of substance is there to destroy it, toxins. The same earth, when we sow any seed on it, it will not hold us in for unforgiveness. It will not say, because you cursed me, you stepped on me, you did what to me, I will not nurture, nourish this fruit. So it should produce after its kind. Its nature is to nourish, nurture anything that is sown onto it. It's the same. As mothers, our nature is to nourish everything, everyone, son, even our husbands. In fact, I say sometimes, laughingly, that I've got 4 children. My husband is my first son and the most naughty one. And my kids really laugh. My children are like, oh, mommy, so can we call daddy our big brother? I'm like, yeah, you can call daddy your big brother. Because our nature is to love. Our nature is to care for our husbands. In fact, over time, when a man and a woman have been married for so long, you hear they start calling their wives mom, mother. Our nature is to love them, to care for them, to nourish, to nurture them, to be a wise counselor, to be that listening ear. We never give up. Like I said, love is kind, is patient. Mothers are patient. We have the attribute, the characteristics of patience. Tell me about it. Let me just go back because I can practically explain to you. It's not theory. being a natural mom, a biological mom as well, I know for sure I was very, very academic. I was very, very career focused. I was career driven. I was very ambitious in life until I gave birth to my first daughter. She transformed my life completely. For the first time in my life, I got to the peak of selflessness, the peak of unconditional love. I have been experiencing unconditional love all my life from my parents, God, my Heavenly Father, those around me, especially my family. But I've never really experienced the peak of that unconditional love. Of course, all of us in my family, we grew up with unconditional love. We love ourselves, our siblings with unconditional loves and all of that. But when I had my daughter, oh my goodness, everything changed. You know, and that's what I say, a love without condition. If I'm putting boundaries and I'm putting condition, I will love you if you stay within these parameters. I will love you if you do this, that, and that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that stay in an abusive relationship. No. That will be determined by your principles and values in life. You know your what. You cannot allow yourself to be abused and mistreated. You walk away with pride and dignity, but it doesn't stop you from loving that person or showing compassion on them because you know they have a true problem. Nobody in the right senses who is normal, who is sane, who want to abuse any other human on planet Earth. They are dealing with so many things, so many baggages, bondages, and all of that within them that unfortunately they bring it out to you by hurting you. Maybe they grew up in an abusive relationship, which is no excuse, which is no reason why we will grow up being abusers. Because if we learn, there are so many people we can learn from. There are so many role models. Like I said, if your mom has not been the best mom out there, there are so many mothers, so many moms out there who are there to love, nurture, nourish you like their own children. So you should not be thinking because I didn't have a good upbringing, I had a poor upbringing, for that reason I've got to treat others the same way, or for that reason I have to treat my child the same way. Absolutely no. But what I'm telling you is you should understand that so many people are out there who want to genuinely love you, nurture you, care for you, counsel you, and work with you to ensure that you succeed and fulfill your God-given potential. So if you are a mother, I just want to remind you you know, of course, but do not lose sight. Like I said, being a biological mother took me to the highest level of selflessness, where I became patient, you know, super, super patient. Love must be patient, like I said. You can't talk of love without having patience. Tell me how patient we are with our children. Just tell me. How many times they will wrong you, how many times, you know. And the truth is with our children, I used to say this, I often say this, not used to, I still say this. If only we could love our husbands the same way we love our children, to the same degree, there will be no divorces on this earth. Of course, I know some husbands can be willfully abusive, you know, and you don't have to stay in an abusive relationship. Your life is more important. You know, if you stay in a relationship that you're going to be killed, there is no point, because you will not be alive to even show that love to anyone if you are killed. But I'm talking in terms of, you know, where the environment is conducive, nurturing, healthy. If we could love our husbands, not always keeping them in unforgiveness, because how many times just normal things that your husband, your spouse may do, and you hold them in unforgiveness? How many times do we forgive our children? I was just thinking, you know, when people do wrong things, I mean, I know mothers will always trust their children, not even trust, of course. We need to be wise enough to know that if they do wrong, we're not going to condone. We won't condone with that. We want to bring them up in the right path. We want to give them some structured principles and values in life so they remain, you know, honest and do things that are right in accordance with God's word and plans and purposes for their life. So obviously we cannot trust them in every area, but you want to show them the trust unless it is broken and breached. But you always be there again to trust them, to give them the opportunity to grow and get back on the right path. I say this so often. Imagine which mother out there, your child will do the worst thing. Think about the worst thing on planet Earth. And that's what love is all about. And you will abandon your child. No mother. The world may abandon them. They might be guilty. They've done the worst thing. I'm thinking, if we don't love people at the worst of their life, when they are at rock bottom, when do we love them? That's when love really prevails. It's like if you are light, you don't shine at the darkest. When do you really want to shine? Do you want to shine out there where the sun is already shining? There is no point having you. The sun is already shining. Do you want to shine when people's life are already shining? There is so much light. There is no relevance then. You might as well be absent. You will not be noticed, or your presence will have no relevance because their lives already have light. We must be present in the darkest of moments. We must be present. Yes, they may be guilty. They might have done the worst of wars. But which mother will abandon their child in that state? Which mother? Which loving, caring, compassionate, forgiving? Love always forgives. I hear of some mothers who have grudges with their children for decades. Permit me drink this, please, darling. Oh, it's my tea. Ginger, lemon, and honey. Turmeric as well. Warm. It's no longer hot. Warm and nice. And this is Daddy. I should have used Mommy's one. Fabulous. I'll just get my drink again. Thank you all for joining me. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful, amazing, blessed, and wise mothers out there. If you are a mother, biological or non-biological mother, I celebrate you today. Again, I was saying, show me one mother who will not forgive their child, no matter what they do. That's our nature. We cannot leave them at the darkest of their life. We cannot leave them at the worst moment of their lives. That's why we are mothers. That's why we are nurturers. That's why we are epitome of love. That's why we are the only vessel chosen by God to nurture and nourish every man and woman on this planet and lead them into the world so they may experience love, kindness, counseling firsthand before they are brought into this dark and really terrible, hostile world. They may experience that warmth in their mother's world, womb protected from all the calamities, storms of the world before they get out there into the storms and wolves of the world. So mothers, are you being kind enough? Are you being loving enough? Or are you getting with this whatever that's just going trend, tough love? No, love is love. There's just love and God is love. And he says it's kind, it's patient. It doesn't keep a record of wrong. It always forgives. It always trusts. It never gives up. It never fails. It always lasts. Love will last forever. Never fails. It's not boasting. It's not competing. When you uplift your children, show me one parent, one mother, even father, who will not uplift and celebrate their children's success. It's not about boasting. It's recognizing their uniqueness, their power, their potential, encouraging and supporting them. As mothers, we are cheerleaders. We are number one cheerleaders to our children. Even when everyone have knocked them down, everyone has actually counted them off, written them off, and do not believe in them. Sometimes even as mothers that they are not really doing well, maybe they are singing, that you're just going to have to cheer them. You're going to have to say, well done, baby, you can do it, you can do better. And maybe support them with your wisdom, not to get them into courses, programs where they might train and actually improve or fine-tune the skills that they want to use to serve in one way or the other. And mothers, as I remind you again, mothers are builders. With our words, we build or we destroy. Every word that is kind, that's powerful, that is empowering, that's edifying, builds. In fact, edification is building. Mothers, what words are you using? Our original intent of creation as mothers is that we nurture, we speak forth words and they become life into our children's lives. Mothers are so powerful. Even when children are only in our wombs, we have that power to action and ability to impact and start transforming their mindset right in the womb. When there is no one, you are with them 24/7 when they're in your womb. The first 9 months of their life, that's incredible. What a privilege and honor. What are you saying to that child? Your unborn child can hear you. You've got to speak life. Words are life or death. You've got to call for those things that are not as if they were in your child's life. Mothers are, builders. They are edifiers. They are empowering. They empower their children. They build their children. They encourage their children. They don't pull their children down. They don't constantly compare their children to others. They may be inspired by others to build and nurture, nourish their children to be their best version. They're not comparing and bringing their children down because others are thriving and their children are not thriving in the same area. You must recognize your children's gifts and presence. Mothers are there. You cannot nurture and nourish if you are not present. It's not something we do in absence here. Okay, it's a state of being. Motherhood is a state. It's who we are. Like we say, human beings. It's a state of being. We are humans that are being every single day. We are being. We are living. We are alive. As a mother, every single day you are alive in your children's lives. Do you talk to your children? Are you so busy, that busy mother, that all your schedule is packed with your jobs, your meetings, your whatever, your next project, your next sale, your next promotion, and you never really find that time? Mother, you'll be missing out a lot. We must be present. You have to be present. Even when you're not physically present, you need to be there to this world. There is so much technology to utilize. You can call them on videos. Make sure you pray. Mothers, I cannot talk to you without emphasizing the power of prayer. An incredible mother is a prayer warrior. The world is wild. The world is rough. The world is full of storms, wolves, serpents. This world is a tough one. People will actually... It says sheep, they will come in sheep clothing, but they are wolves to deceive you. If you are not prayerful, if you don't have hindsight, if you are not spiritually developed, you will not be able to see these things in the spiritual realm before they happen in the physical realm. Mothers are prayerful. Mother, if you are not prayerful, if you are not praying for your children, I want to call on you. I want to call on you. It's our greatest weapon that we have. It's what makes us unshakable. We are naturally gifted with that power to pray, to endure. If you look at it, even in biblical times, you know, Jesus was always with mothers, with women. Even after he rose from the dead, the first who went to see him were women. There is just something about mothers. There is just something about women. We are so powerful. Again, like I said, I do celebrate every woman out there and every mother out there. I really still do not comprehend when we want to be men, when we want to think or want to be equated with men. Come on. They are unique. They have a unique role. Okay, without them, we can't even conceive children. All right, no matter how great or fabulous you are, mothers, without any sperm, fertilizing your eggs. Every month, like I say, I always say this, we actually send out this egg. In fact, they are useless through our menstrual period. The blood is not even good blood to stay in our body. It has to be discarded because it's even toxic if it has to stay in our body. So every single month, our egg is useless until it's conceived by the sperm of a man. So we just have to recognize how wonderful and powerful they are as well to bring the life. Again, they come to us and conceive. We are that fertile ground. We have that fertile womb, that nurturing environment that they drop that seed in us so we may nurture, nourish from a seed. A little sperm with a head and a tail will bring forth such incredible children into the world with great qualities, characteristics, strength, endurance, tenacity. That's mother. That's a woman. And I celebrate you today. You ought to know who you are. You ought to know how powerful you are. When you don't know this, you start wanting to fit in. You start wanting to be another. How could you want to become another when you are so powerful? If you know the word of something, you could never exchange something more worthier for something less worthy, or something more worthy for something less worthy. You could never do that unless you don't know your worth, unless you don't know what is more worthy than the other or worthier, except you don't know that. And woman, you are super worthy. You are worthy. You are unique. You are one of a kind. God's only chosen vessel on this planet called Earth, to use to populate humanity, to use to bring forth his creation in great numbers. He's giving us everything in our physical body to nurture, nourish, give birth to life, to bring a sperm into a living being full of human, characteristics, power, wisdom. You're so powerful and wise. A wise woman, mother, builds her home. You need the wisdom. Wisdom only comes from God. Wisdom is different from intelligence. You can be intelligent all you want, have PhD in every subject in the world. It does not mean you are wise. Someone can be super intelligent, have a doctorate degree in, nutrition, yet eating junk, drinking, alcohol, is killing themselves. If you look at them, they look like the person who's never known what is nutrition. You are not wise. Wisdom is application of knowledge. When we apply that which we have privilege to know, to have knowledge, in-depth knowledge and insight of, we apply it, then we are wise. When we are able to discern between right and wrong, good and bad, then we are wise. There are so many choices out there. They may all seem good. They may all seem pleasing. But a powerful woman, a wise woman is able to discern which is the right thing for me or for my child in order that we continue to work in alignment with our purpose and don't derail. It's not what is the most pleasurable thing. It's not what will give me pleasure in a short term. A woman sees beyond the short term. A wise woman sees beyond today, tomorrow, 1 week, 1 month. A wise woman sees generation to come. Are you that woman? Are you that mother? I know you are. If you are not, then you've put a veil over who you truly are. Because like I said again, woman is the original intent for which, as a woman, God created you originally to be woman and to manifest all of these qualities and characteristics. If you are not, manifesting these qualities and characteristics because you've left it dormant, you're not using it, and over time, you've not actually forgotten who you are, or they've become dormant and weak, that you are not utilizing them anymore, that you fail to, or you underestimate your power. Mother, I celebrate you today. Stand up, rise up, step forward into your place, your ultimate rightful place. You're not competing with any man. Men are so important and valuable in the families. Fathers are so important and valuable. You can't be them. Even if you're the only mother now, I don't even want to say single mother, okay? Because you're a mother, you're just mother. There's nothing like single mother. Maybe single parent, okay? I don't even know if parent is two, isn't it? Well, parent can be one. I'm a parent. So maybe that. But I mean, they still have their parent, even if they are dead. Because my husband is dead today, I can't start saying, God forbid. No, I'm just saying because your husband is dead today. Anyone whose husband is dead, you can't start saying you're a single mom. I mean, you are a mom to that children and your husband, but unfortunately he's gone to rest and he still lives on in them. His qualities, characteristics, teachings, and DNA is still part of those children. So again, mothers, there is nothing, honestly, it's our world. And don't think like saying I'm a single man, a single woman, or a single mom makes us super unique. As a woman, you already have those qualities. As a woman, if you are the only woman in your child's life, again, I salute you. It means you're doing incredibly well because you are really managing time effectively. It may not be that effective, but you're doing an amazing job to be able to take care of those children all by yourself without any support. But again, don't get so overwhelmed. When you need help, seek for help. Reach out and ask for help. There'll be so many people out there who want to help you. So let's be reminded of who we are and know our true worth. Honestly, the world would be a better place if many more women, many more mothers just take the rightful position, understanding the power that they have. You don't need to wait for people. You don't need to go match out there. The light does not need to go and match for its right to shine. Okay, all you need to do, wherever it's present, just shine. Wherever it has the opportunity, it might not be amongst kings and queens. If a light is not capable of shining in your living room, that light won't shine even amongst kings and queens. In other words, what am I saying? Where you are, in your home, in your tiny neighborhood, are you able to impact the next child, the next neighbor? Don't wait to get to that state of, being in the government, being in a whatever, to be able to impact. It starts right there with your own children. Do not neglect your children. Our greatest leadership starts from home, starts from within us. How do you bring your children up? What impact and influence are you having in your children's life or lives? Mother, you're blessed. You're highly esteemed. You're highly favored. You need to be prayerful. You need to devote time. You need to cover your children in prayers. You need to pray for them in the spiritual realm. You need to have a deep personal relationship with your Creator God, so He may give you the wisdom you need to bring these children up in the way of the Lord, so they will grow and not depart from. You need to have that wisdom so you may nurture and nourish them, so they may fulfill their maximum potential and become all that they were created to become. I wish you all the best, mothers, as I celebrate you today. Stop being that hard, selfish. If you are one of those mothers and all of that, again, our nature is that of compassion. Our nature is that of kindness. Our nature is that of love. A love that has no boundaries, a love that has no limits, but keeps loving and shows compassion for those who are hurting. And when they are hurting and hurt us, we understand that because they've been through pain. Let me end with this story about this incredible mother whose child was actually killed by a young boy. He was the killer. He killed the son of this incredible woman who was God-fearing, was a Christian. The woman was so bitter. She's been at the forefront of her church, prayerful, leading various fellowships, but she was so bitter. Her only son was killed by a boy. She couldn't comprehend. After all the services she offers in God's house, everything she does for her child to be killed in that way. So she was so bitter, and she realized it was killing her. She was becoming someone else. She was barely recognizable. She couldn't even recognize herself. She was becoming so toxic, and this was also affecting her, and she had to change. She chose to forgive this boy. The boy was sent to jail, of course. She had to go to that jail and find out, and she went there and saw that boy and said she wanted to see the boy. She actually insisted that she wanted to visit this boy. Went and saw the boy. The boy could not even look at her in the eyes when she said, I wanted to come and see you. I wanted to release forgiveness to you. I wanted to release myself from that burden of unforgiveness I've carried for years. I wanted to personally tell you I've forgiven you and hug you, because I think for any boy your age who would kill another child, you've never known what was love. That's why you could kill my child. He hugged that boy in prison. The boy could not stop crying. He couldn't even look at the mom. Why are you hugging me? I killed your child. I was so evil and bad. He said, yes, because you have not known other. You have not known anything else. I'm here to show you love so you may know love and turn away from everything that is evil. And immediately after, when the boy had to leave, I think he was... The lady came and was ready to adopt him. Of course, he had nowhere to go to. She came and put forward. He had grown then. Of course, he went there as a juvenile. It was juvenile detention. And she was willing. The boy refused at the end. He was struggling with the reality of living with the mother of his victim, of a boy whose life he took. How could he be occupying that boy's home? He could never find a place in his heart. He could never actually deem himself worthy enough. Not even worthy enough. He's just a field. That's how he saw himself. Not to talk of even being measurable to the standard of living in the home of the boy whose life he took away. The mother pleaded. She wanted to adopt him. She wanted to show him love, be with him. And she has become the child that she had lost. She eventually moved on, and it was just incredible. This mother loved him, nurtured, nourished him, and he was going there to work with young people, teaching them, gun crime, against gun crime, getting off straight, showing love, but he's never received love. That's the power of love. That's the power of motherhood. That's the power we nurture and nourish and beg that which we want to bring to the world. So mothers, we should not be fighting. We should not be complaining, okay? When you are a creator, you simply create the new and the old become obsolete. You don't go about fighting with existing things. What you want to change, you just create the things that you want. At one point in life, we had cassettes. I never saw the people who created CDs mashing or even talking bad about cassettes. They just sat there with that vision. They wanted to create something different and created a CD. Then we had DVDs. We had several things, and so on and so forth. You don't create new things, or you don't actually overcome what is not good by fighting existing things. And that applies in life. It is actually very, very true in life. You don't. You create the life you want. You become love. You show more love to your world. Like that woman who decided to show a child that was on the street, that had no love, that has been mistreated, abused for years, to show him love so he too may gain love. And he started showing that love to others. He started showing that seed, sowing that seed, and having that ripple effect. That's who we are, mothers. Go today and nurture and nourish someone. Go today and share your love, your gift, your kindness, forgiveness, compassion to someone who really needs you. Don't go judging. We are not judgmental. How often do we judge our children? Of course, sometimes we are main judges among siblings. If there are three, mommy, this has done this has done that. But I don't think we are fair judges. We always show mercy, forgiveness. If it's the last, you show a lot of mercy. Yeah, okay, if it's a weak one, you show a lot of mercy. And in fact, God is a merciful judge. And we are after his nature. We are merciful judges. We are not here to condemn. We are here to love, forgive, and do not judge others. And be there for those who are hurting and in pain and need us lots. And need us a lot. So we can nurture and nourish in them that seed of greatness. I love you all, and you've been listening to the wonderful Dr. Sylvia Forchuk. Can be a leading empowerment and transformation authority, founder and CEO of Voice of Nations, a leading women organization set up to educate, empower, inspire, motivate, and transform the lives and status of young girls, women, and families. We do this via diverse workshops, leadership summits, all empowerment, transformation, transforming your mindset, health, and well-being programs. We have our Women's Day event celebration In fact, on the 16th of March, which is next Saturday, at the Transformation Center in Liverpool, I want you to join us so you can be inspired, transformed, so you can step out and live the life of your dreams. You can unlock your inner GPS, which are your gifts, your goals, your passions, your purpose, your strengths, and your skills, so you can succeed in every area of your life. Our theme for this year, this International Women's Day, is Count Her In, empowering women economically. So it's actually inspiring them to thrive economically. We want you to unlock your inner GPS. We want you to thrive effortlessly and naturally, harnessing your gifts and strengths and studying to fine-tune them so you may become the best in your field or domain of leadership. So join us on Saturday the 16th of March. If you've not yet registered, or you can just contact me. We want you at the Transformation Center. You'll be finding out about the endless programs that we have. We'll also be running some confidence building sessions, unwavering confidence. I'm not just talking of any type of confidence. I hear people saying, I deliver workshops so you feel confidence. Again, confidence is not a feeling, okay? It's a state of being. When you feel, your feelings change. Feelings are volatile. Feelings don't last long. They're governed by hormones. If you feel confident, then sooner or later, you'll not be confident. Confident is not a feeling. It's a state of being. It's like when you love, it's not a feeling. You love, your essence, your being is love. We want to bring you, nurture you, guide, and give you tools and resources that you understand who you are. In fact, confidence is trust. When you know who you are, you know the gifts, the strengths, the what that you have, you can trust yourself. And once you trust yourself, you can never lose that trust on yourself, except you die. But if you die, there is no longer any need to trust yourself because you are no longer living. You have to only trust those who are alive. And as long as you are living, you know who you are, you know your strengths and weaknesses. You cannot count on yourself when it comes to your weaknesses. You can count on yourself when it comes to your strengths. Hence, you are confident because you trust yourself. And in areas where you are less, you ask for help. So your confidence never goes down. Your confidence is never lost. Okay? Confidence is not a feeling. Get it right again. Confidence is a state of being. Trust is a state. I trust you now. I totally give my all. It's like when we go into the plane, we just sit there. We don't even look at the pilot. What certificates? What year did you graduate? We kind of entrust. In other words, I entrust my life. I always pray in God's hands. Okay, but ultimately, that pilot is the physical human on that earth during this time God is using to channel me into my destination, to drive me or to pilot me, to ride me into my destination. And I completely give my trust. Some of us even sleep. 100% trust on the pilot who is riding us to wherever we are going to. That's it as well. Okay? You've got to know who you are to be able to trust yourself. Above all, you trust yourself on the things that you are capable of doing. The things you're not capable of doing, you simply build your confidence by knowing more about it, learning more about it, building your skills and doing more of that. And then you gain skills. There is no magic. There is nothing. Every child, every human is born confident. We start growing and becoming less confident because of what people have told us, because of what we see around us. Think about any child who was born and needed to eat or was hungry that did not shout out and scream, irrespective of who was in that room. Who did not shout for notice, shouted there that attention, mother. It didn't matter who was present. That's who we've always been. We're created confident, but circumstances made us less confident because we want to get other people's approval of us. We started minimizing our own judgment about ourselves. So, beloved, I want you to join us at Voice of Nations International Women's Day Symposium on the 16th of March, which is Saturday next week, at the Transformation Center. It will be powerful. I'll be delivering a powerful keynote. Again, it will be around your inner GPS, and we'll have some workshops so you can live there with tools, strategies, and resources to unlock your inner gifts, passion, purpose, and strengths, skills to step out and live a fulfilling life in every aspect of your life, to turn what you have already, your gifts, into profit. Your career, so you become the best in the career, the chosen field that you have, selected or chosen for yourself. And if you are yet to make a decision, once you understand your gifts, your passion, your purpose, you might be well inclined to make the right decision so you don't switch like some of us did after a while. We didn't really switch. My medical field is still in me. I still have that knowledge, but God called me, I always say, for a higher calling to serve, where I'm serving now, working directly with Him, using His wisdom, and I am that vehicle and vessel through which He works. I celebrate you all. Join us. Do not miss. We'll have some refreshment. We'll have some networking. We have a few female businesses that will be exhibiting on the day. My amazing children who are all authors will also be there. Come and meet them. Come with your wonderful children so they can have a chat with them, to be inspired so they too can thrive and follow their dreams. without actually being limited by age. My children are true testament to show that there is no limitation to what we can do. Neither age can limit you to all that, from all what you can achieve. So join us on that day. You want to meet them. They recently had a wonderful, well-booked day symposium at the Crosby Library. We saw some incredible students from diverse schools joining them, and they were truly inspired, with some living there promising to become authors themselves. So join us on the day. You also meet some great leaders with some great poetry and all of that, some other businesses. Come on now, join us and have a wonderful day. We'll have some refreshment and you have a wonderful time. Above all, with like-minded, dynamic, and optimistic leaders and individuals. God bless you, and lots of love from the wonderful Dr. Forcha Sylvia Likambi, your transformation friend and doctor. You have a blessed Mother's Day and happy Women's Day in arrears. Love you lots.